Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so as I said, Credium is an enterprise solution for the global credit industry, and what we're building is in two phases. First of all, we're allowing financial institutions to get kind of a mainframe upgrade and drive efficiency back to the ecosystem. And in a later stage, we're developing a cross-platform exchange to allow institutions and retail investors to invest in credit assets. So I think one of the key points where we're starting from is understanding that credit is really the financial engine of the world, and without a credit economy, it's very difficult to leverage wealth in order to build new products, new companies, and progress society forward. And as a kind of organic process, since credit or banking started, there's always been kind of an incremental process of driving more efficiency and getting credit to more people. And I think there's kind of a clear, very, very high level, simplistic view of the evolution of how this is involved is when newcomers are coming into the stage and new models are coming in, they're always trying to look on how we can improve the accessibility to credit and give more parts of society access. But at the same time, as all this involvement is focused, it really was focusing on the storefront. And what we mean by storefront is really the lending process. So there's been massive efficiency, especially the last decade with the fintech boom, on everything to do with underwriting, risk management, customer acquisition, conversion, and all this process that is focused on lending. But once the loan has been given, it really relies on the same back end that has been developed, maybe most radically updated between 50 and 30 years ago, depends on where you look. But the whole trading process of these credit assets, which is critical for the lending economy to thrive, is really not been dealt with in recent years. And Credium is the only platform targeting this industry. And we're basically developing the new pipes for the industry and driving efficiencies back through the entire lending economy. So if you look on top, you can see, and this is just a small sample, but there are thousands of companies focusing, and also on the blockchain, a lot of companies doing blockchain lending, but we're taking a different approach. We believe that all these companies still rely on the existing financial institutions, and we have a lot of respect for the legacy, and we don't expect financial institutions to disappear, but in order for everybody to enjoy this progress, we think the financial institutions need to be upgraded. So essentially what Credium is a decentralized ledger of credit assets. So we allow financial institutions to post the assets that they want to sell or give liquidity to their investors. Without exposing the data, they can prove the immutability and records of the data. As I said, Credium is an ecosystem, so it's an infrastructure play. We're not giving loans on the blockchain, and we do not provide services only to financial institutions, but we're building a protocol. So the protocol allows any stakeholder in the ecosystem to transact based on data that is made much more efficiently. Different use cases. We have an example of whole loan exchanges. So today, you all are probably familiar with Zopa, which started the online lending revolution back in 2006. Since then, all over the world, we have more and more lending platforms, but they generate loan books that in order to continue lending, they need to sell them off. When you want to sell off a portfolio of whole loans, you rely on a slew of intermediaries that you need to finance along the way, making it very inefficient. At the same time, we're working with a consortium of credit unions. Credit unions are centralized by design. They're very geographic specific. And in order to hedge against the risk, they're busy 365 days a year diversifying their portfolio. This process can take up to 3 months between credit unions to close the deals because they have to communicate between siloed databases, and they need a lot of intermediaries and trustees and legal structures to ensure the validity of the data. At the same time, you have the securitization market, which is the only, let's say, the best method today to drive liquidity to credit assets, but that process is full of non-transparent processes, basically, and allows for a lot of inefficiencies to develop. So just kind of, again, a simplistic example. We don't have a lot of time to drive into the details, but I'd love to talk to any one of you and later on, and you can go on the website and see the white paper on how things work. But on a high level, think of the process today being derived by old technology with a lot of intermediaries, and what we allow is the two counterparties to transact between each other, but remaining under a regulated and accountable servicer. So the data that you're transacting on has an oracle that provides the accountability for the validity of the data. But that all happens automatically, and you don't need to rely on the human resources to maintain it. So yeah, the decentralized exchange basically also allows everybody to transact under one protocol, making a standard play that will allow cross-platform exchanges as well. So the long-term vision, if we will, so right now we're developing this as really an enterprise solution, and that's our partners, because we need to start by, as I said, transferring the way things are done today. And happily enough, after the last year kind of boom of cryptocurrencies, now all the financial institutions we've been talking to understand that they can't stay behind, that they need to upgrade, or they will literally stay behind. But after that happens, we envision that within 24 months, after having at least 5 of these exchanges that are permission-based, we're going to open a cross-platform exchange, and we're developing a protocol called Proof of Collection that will allow platforms that don't necessarily know each other to also interact in a cross-platform exchange, and essentially building a market that also retail investors can come in and invest in credit products just like you invest in stock. So yeah, that's the long-term vision, where crypto investors can actually park some of their crypto against real credit assets and build a portfolio. And that's our kind of long-term goal. And we're excited that the financial partners we're working with kind of see the same vision unfolding. A little bit about the team. Myself, I've been in the scene since around 2013. I was very curious about general purpose blockchains when projects like Mastercoin or Colorcoin hit the scene in 2013. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them, but I was lucky enough to meet Vitalik when he was in Israel and participate in the building of the Ethereum community in Israel, take part in the ICO. And I've been in fintech since then, but I really thought it's going to take time for the financial industry to realize that this is not just a passing phase. And happily enough, I think we're really here. So don't get me wrong, the industry is in a very nascent stage, but at least now it's being accepted. And I believe now that everything that's going on is going to help us build a much more robust ecosystem. Our CEO, Ilan Amir, has been with Prosper, which is the second biggest lending platform in the US. He was leading the R&D and technology team back there. And the other two co-founders, Dan Eblagon, who's here with me, is our CMO with an extensive background in online marketing. And since he got the blockchain bug, he's been going down the rabbit hole with us. And Kfir Moyal, who's a serial entrepreneur and my partner for a lot of years, is already taking companies public here in the London Stock Exchange. So we've built a team around us for the last year, and we have an amazing set of advisors from Yoni Asya, the founder of eToro, to Eyal Herzog from Bancor, if you're familiar with the Bancor protocol, to people from the financial industry, such as Phil. And we're really excited about the team we're building around us, and also the community that's really starting to grow, because we only kind of started our pre-sale now. And that's about it about the team. If you have any questions, I'd love to take them. I don't know how much time we have. But also one more thing is we're going to have an airdrop cocktail party tonight. So anybody who wants to come, have drinks, learn more about what we're building, and also get some tokens on the way is more than welcome to join us. We have some cards we're going to collect afterwards. Sorry? Oh, I can't hear anything. Never mind. So if anybody has any questions? No? Okay. Thank you very much for your time.